This is the Total Party Kill podcast, in which a group of friends play Dungeons and Dragons on the internet for your amusement. This is episode number 118 for Shocktober 2017. Please roll Clockwork Bird.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, you two.
Lawrence Welk. I don't bring that out that often because nobody remembers him.
For some of us, that's
still
by choice.
I watch with
The
him.
bubbles are turn the bubble machine.
I was going to say we're in the bubbles.
Too many bubbles. Turn the bubble machine back off.
We have 0 viewers. We have -1 viewers.
Give us a.
Yeah. Oh yeah, is
give us
there a
a
link?
link
I
so I
can...
can socialize.
Maybe we'll have my mom.
Yay!
Color on Slack.
This is an interesting bug where I click on the link thing and the window goes away.
That is exciting.
Ah.
Should I post this in announcements or
There we go. Okay.
TPK? I'll put it in TPK.
There's a video I saved on my iPad at one point that was me scrolling through my Twitter timeline last time Dark Sun was live, and it was just Scott's upset face as the thumbnail, and there was 4 or 5 of them in a row, and it was magnificent.
I'm glad that
And now
my
it's going to be
pain
Dan's face.
uses you.
Where's the? Oh, did you post it somewhere?
It's a tweet.
Oh, boo. Okay.
Oh, there it is. It's because it's loading that picture of my face. Great.
High res Dan. Really dragging it down.
All right. Oh, great. And
That's,
Eric has already retweeted this, which is a
look.
picture of my face. Oh, God, it's everywhere.
Dan,
Is it? It wasn't a picture of your
It's that
face.
vacation photo from 7 years ago when you went to Seyvoth Manor.
I look so
No,
young.
to me it's Brian.
I have Brian as
Yeah.
the thumbnail.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. I see it.
Dan, interesting.
All right, me versus
Depending-
Brian, fight.
There are only 2 kinds of people in the world: Brian's and Dan's. Determine which you are.
Are you
That's actually
Zoe
closer
or
than I would
Zelda?
like to admit.
Is it?
I'm gonna pop out the YouTube
How many pages
chat.
are in your PDF?
Oh, look, it's Dan's column photo. I see it now. All right.
Oh yeah, I see Dad. Oh Dad, you have a mischievous glint in your eye, and this
I
picture.
know.
Yeah, he had that extracted. It's cataracts.
It's a rare resource.
Really not
either-
funny at all.
You're either being impish or you're in pain.
Probably
That's
both.
that's either
Both.
I have a sinister idea or I've sat on a tack.
All right. Well, guys, if we're going to finish this
We
year,
just went from 3 viewers to 2 viewers. Keep it in line.
you guys have burned 15 minutes of your 4 hours that you have for 2017. So,
Oh no.
time is a team resource.
Let's get to it.
Dan and I had a long meeting where we're pretty dedicated to you guys trying to finish this year. I think it's this. Let's take this moment and reflect back on when we played this 2 years ago and you didn't finish. And I think I joked we should just play this once a year, every year until they finish. And everyone laughed. And then I laughed. And then I was like, maybe that's actually a good idea. And then people were too busy laughing to stop me. And here we are.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that story told around a campfire.
Yeah.
It's spooky.
And there was a hook hanging from the podcast mic. But I think it would be good to wrap up this year, if at all possible. Just to recap, you're in Seyvoth Manor looking for... You entered Seyvoth Manor looking for 2 missing children. You have found one of them, and I believe you know the location of the other. You have explored most, but not all of Seyvoth Manor. You have accrued a variety of kind of powerful items and magical boons from some of your side quests. I'll remind you, there's a lot you can do in Seyvoth Manor. There are multiple ways to accomplish the same goal. There are side quests that don't need to be necessarily completed. Because time is a factor, perhaps you want to be strategic about what avenues of exploration you follow and which you don't. But that's a lot of Tony Sindelar talking. We should reacquaint ourselves with our players because it's been a freaking year.
We have... I'm going to go from left to right here. Aline Sims is here. Hi, Aline. Remind us of your
Hi.
character.
I am Anya. I am a tiefling warlock, and I do not like dolls or small children.
All right. So just very true to life is what you're saying.
Yeah, really.
Brian Hamilton, who are you?
Hello, my name is Zenrik. I am a halfling ranger who canonically was the archery teacher for our 2 little itty bitties that we're looking for.
That worked out great.
He smells faintly of bat guano.
Not that faint.
Let's be honest.
Strongly.
You guys have
Strongly.
traversed that basement a lot of times, and you guys aren't cleaning your boots. You all smell a little bit.
Eric Anton.
Hello, I am playing a character named Shriven Zal. That is Zal for short. I am a big, tall dragonborn. I am black in color, and I am non-binary. I have an affinity for the pronouns Z and Zir because of the Zs. But am also perfectly happy with they and their, or even, him, her, whatever you feel.
All right, Jason Snell.
I am Panivore, a half-elf Templar, and overall, just kind of a guy who likes to range around and have adventures, and he's having the adventure of his life or death right now.
And finally, Scott McNulty.
I am Grothar the Belligerently Righteous, a dwarven paladin who likes to hit things and go places and read books and get hit by angels. It's great.
Excellent. Well, that's a great segue, because when we last left our little party, they had been engaged in a battle with an angel of justice, which they defeated, though not at any small cost. There's been some wounds licked. They have a friend that they set on fire a little bit. He's not doing great. That is Henry, in case you have forgotten.
We didn't introduce Henry. Henry is also our friend.
Indeed.
He's a lawyer.
Henry, your lawyer friend who is basically a brain put in a body. You guys did that. That's on you. And yeah, here you are after having defeated the Angel Justice in the foyer of Seyvoth Manor, which is yours to explore. Where would you like to go now?
I would like to say immediately that I'm concerned. I'm concerned about Henry because we saw him take damage. That was a bad thing. We have determined there's not really a good way to heal him. And I'm optimistic enough to think that eventually we're going to find the second child and we're going to get the heck out of here. And Henry's going to come along and, I don't know, be our personal lawyer. And since he's not able to be healed, I would like to at least just really quickly run back down to the lab and grab all of the notes that we can possibly carry, just so that we can continue to, research this long term in the future and see if we can tend to Henry's health somewhere down the road.
Much appreciated. And I would be happy to serve as legal counsel for you. I should note that it does seem you have carried out a variety of crimes already. Just off the top of my head, which is not as firmly as attached as it used to be. I'm seeing breaking and entering. I'm not sure which statute covers angel murder, but that's not one of the good ones.
That was self-defense. Self-defense.
And I should know. Well, I will vociferously argue for self-defense on your case
or insanity.
Yes. Look, really, I think arranging for some kind of trial by combat is probably your best bet. But vis-a-vis the subject of angel murder, I should point out that I think we all scampered out of the library. That angel that you murdered did seem to have dropped 2 objects that looked potentially important. So it's my duty as your counselor to mention that.
Zenrik runs back in and investigates the dropped items.
So there are 2 things in there. One appears to be a glowing sword, and the other one appears to be a small flask.
Ooh. Now is not the time for drinking.
Or sorting.
Drinking.
Actually, it probably is.
Mm-hmm.
What does I'm not in there, so I can't ask.
No,
who wants this glowing sword? I'm an archer, therefore I am. If it were glowing bow, I would keep it. Who wants this glowing sword? And I hold it up for everyone to see.
And as you're looking at it, it looks like it almost is kind of like morphing and shape-shifting. You sense perhaps it would won't be restricted to simply being a brain.
I channel as much archery energy into it as possible. Would that be a roll?
Sure. Yeah. Roll archery.
Okay, seriously, what should I roll?
Thievery.
All right.
In doubt.
Ooh, that is a 28.
Nothing.
28 is a pretty good roll.
You focus all of your archery knowledge into it, and you just focus on the image of a bow in your head. The blade shifts and shimmers and turns into a hammer.
I want to
a large war hammer, to be specific, not like a claw hammer.
I drop it immediately. Ow!
It thunks to the floor.
I want to roll Arcana. I'm assuming that they've been kind of communicating what they've been doing. I want to roll Arcana on this and see.
Grethar hears the distinct sound of a warhammer thunking on the floor and walks into the library and says, "That looks like a warhammer. I'm proficient in hammers, and I'm a dwarf." I pick it up.
Great.
It's yours.
Scott, you have a dancing silvered crag hammer.
Ooh.
Tell me
It
something
is-
I don't know.
I will tell you many things you don't know. Starting with the fact that it is +1 to attack and to damage. And every time you score a crit with this weapon, you can make a melee basic attack as a free action.
It's also worth noting that it has the property of being silvered. A variety of creatures that might live in a place like Seyvoth Manor tend to not take kindly to.
Uh-oh.
They take kindly to, and then we can't hear what you're saying.
I'm going to guess silver.
Undead,
and
many
they're moving it.
creatures that might live in Seyvoth Manor, undead, werewolves, things like that, do not appreciate taking damage from a silvered weapon.
Excellent.
All right. Well, they're looking at this whole weapon thing. I would like to pop down to the lab and just grab all the notes.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that. I think we'll let you do that with no incident. So you can do that and come back.
I mean, we've
Scott,
been through there so many times at this point. I feel like it's kind of home.
Listeners, make note. We let them do that with no incident. That will never happen again.
I have a question about our last encounter. Was that one wherein we got an action point or
you
not?
guys already. How many action points do you guys have?
I actually still have 2, but you can't have more than 1, right? Or can you? You just can't use them
more
both.
than one in an encounter.
Yeah, you
That's
can,
right.
Let us research on that. I want to add one more thing, Scott. There is an encounter power on that hammer, which is a standard action, and it lets you make 4 melee basic attacks.
Whoa.
Whoa.
If only there was some kind of card with all of these things.
If only there was. I don't know. Let's. Should we flip a coin?
Yeah, flip a coin.
All right, we'll flip a coin. Which is I'm going to roll a d2, and on a 1,
Just a coin.
they
Nerds.
get it, and on a 2, they don't.
Yeah, that's...
You don't get an action point. Sorry.
All right.
Aw.
After the next one, we'll see.
Next time.
I take my normal crag hammer and throw it across the room. It is worthless to me.
It
Wow.
bounces off a pile of books. Some of the books kind of flap at you.
So DMs, can you remind us a little bit about sort of where we are in terms of our quest? I believe we've got 2 gold keys.
You have 0 gold keys. Good
Oh.
chat. So
Nice
We got
try.
let us reorder, because surely only but a few minutes have passed since the fight with
Indeed.
the angel. But you know, the heat of battle still washes over you, and your blood is pounding, and it feels like almost 2 years have passed since you've entered Seyvoth Manor, even though it has been but a few hours.
Time runs differently here.
Yes. So you did enter the manor looking for James and Lissa Hawthorne. You found James in the basement where he was, I guess, in the vicinity of some werewolves. And I believe it has been suggested that Lissa might be elsewhere in the mansion. And on the second floor, there is a rather impressive set of double doors with a gold lock blocking your passage to the top floor of the mansion. So I believe you've been looking for a gold key. Jason, I think you may have been thinking you did find 2 platinum keys, which were used to open. There were a set of 4 chests in the basement near where you found James, each of which contained a rather impressive magic item. And the platinum keys opened 2 of those chests. You may or may not find 2 more platinum keys in your time here at Seyvoth Manor. So, you've also picked up a variety of dolls. You picked up, I believe, everybody's got a vial of something. And there's also been, I'll remind you because this seems like a thread that might have gotten lost. There was a musician ghost in the ballroom named Gavin who had asked you to find some sheet music he was looking for. And
I found some.
You recovered, I believe he specifically mentioned there were 3 sheets of sheet music. You found one of the 3 in the library. So that's
Is it worth bringing him one now, do you think, party?
Let's just assume video game logic applies, and he'd really like all 3.
All right.
To clarify 2 details, just remember in the last session, I believe you found a wand of lightning bolts.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I have that.
Okay, Panavor's holding that.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
And there was a scroll of recollection, I recall.
Oh, the irony! If
Yeah,
nobody
Panavor
remembers.
also has that.
Does Panavar have that too?
Panavor
don't have
definitely
that.
has that. Yes, you
I
do.
don't have-
Trust me on that.
Is
I don't have it
is this
written
a
down.
bit? Is this a bit?
Well,
I thought Henry had the wand and you had the scroll.
No, I wrote down the wand of of
Because we
lightning
decided that
bolts.
the scroll of recollection made most sense for the healer to have because it allows you to get back your encounter or daily powers.
That's true. That's what it does.
I just listened to that episode, so I'm pretty sure.
You
I
know
don't
what?
I wrote down the wand of lightning bolts, but
You should-
we
you
could
should
let Henry have it. That's fine.
You should. Henry.
I think we're going to leave Henry.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the right license to carry a wand.
Okay, I'm holding on to those for now. Let's say.
Okay.
I think we had talked about leaving Henry in the foyer with James to just sort of protect him here.
I
Well,
would also
you
be happy
want-
to help you on your quest.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I am a little singed, but you know.
Just
Well,
stay away
Henry-
from me. I'm getting annoyed by all of these ruined books, and fire just tends to erupt around me. It's a thing that happens.
Did
right.
anybody? Oh, sorry. Go for it, Aline.
I was just gonna say, Henry, this isn't your first time in the manor, right? Because you were dating one of the Seyvoth daughters, or
Yes,
Seyvoth people, so you
sisters.
know the mansion fairly well, or
Yeah,
kind of well.
somewhat well. I mean, you know,
Okay.
we were courting.
Okay,
Do you guys
so it wasn't
say
like your
about
first time meeting the family.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
my memory of that is hazy. It was not a good time
Gotcha.
in my life.
yeah, yeah.
Just starting his
Oh, I
practice.
know.
Yeah,
You know.
really putting in a lot of hours at the office. Yeah.
All right, so you guys have a number of possible places that you could go. Oh, you looked at that blade. Did you look at the flask?
Oh no.
I crush it with my sweet new
That
crack.
that was us
that's it.
helping you extremely generously.
Yes,
Ooh, I would like to look at the flask that I picked up.
The flask kind of looks like it's got a clear liquid in it. Looks like it could be water.
Yeah, certainly wet.
All right, I'd like to make an insight check to see.
Totally not
Nope.
applicable to a
Nope.
flask.
You
All
sense the
right.
flask's motivation.
All right, guys. Listeners, check your bingo card. Somebody using insight for something ridiculous.
I'd like to
it's-
use diplomacy on the
Diplomacy. All
Bingo
right.
card.
I affix my rope to the mystery flask and
Swing it around.
yeah.
I was going to ask Panivore if it's holy water, but I'm not
Yep.
sure if you remember.
I
No.
mark the flask as my quarry. Just
Can we open the flask and give it a sniff and see if we
Would you like-
can
would
figure
you
out
can
what
do
it
that.
is?
would you like to do that, Panavar?
Yes, I would like to do that.
All right. What is the current status of your olfactory senses?
I don't know. I mean,
All right.
I would imagine they're good. Why would they not be good?
Did you read any books about smells? Because that could have hurt
Roll streetwise to determine.
I don't think I've read any books about smells in the
Panavar.
library.
Why don't you make an easy
you. Religion check.
yeah.
It's a flask of moisture.
That is 16.
You recognize a smell you're very familiar with. It's not just water; it's holy water that has been blessed. Somebody could throw this flask a short range, and it would be bad for an undead creature or a demon, because it would deal radiant damage to them. Anybody could do this.
All right. Well, I put the lid back on and explain this to my pals and
It's
see
a,
who wants to carry it.
One time use. Once the flask has been thrown, it's that's it.
What's a holy water flask?
Yeah, it's actually you can only throw it from
From
three.
3 squares, so it's probably going to be someone in your front line.
Yeah.
Who's dexterous enough to be able to
I'll-
perhaps throw that well, and who can't already cast radiant spells of some sort.
Henry
I'm
says,
not dexterous.
Henry says, for some reason, that being around that flask makes me feel very uncomfortable. The skin is crawling. That's
How about Grother? I think Grother should have it.
I am a paladin, so a lot of I can do.
Do
Yeah,
you
a lot of
already?
A lot of my stuff is radiant too. Maybe Zal then?
I could. I'm not super dexterous, but
It shouldn't
I don't
matter.
have any way to do radiant
It's
damage.
we've got a flat bonus for the attack, so
All right.
it doesn't. Your stats do not matter.
Okay, sure. I will take it. I would love to have some holy water. Because
All right.
these books have been defiled and I must avenge them.
Mark that down on your sheet that Zal has the holy water.
So we've been up in what I think is the attic.
correct.
We've opened some doors on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As many as we could, I think.
Yeah, I'm
Is-
concerned that our status here is that we have investigated everything that isn't locked that's on the second floor, and the lock is the thing that's precluding us from maybe going up to the third floor, which is where the big bad is and where the other kid is. So that's the question: is like, are there corners that we haven't explored? We did at one point talk about going back outside because there's supposed to be a ghost in a gazebo.
In the backyard, yeah.
There was also, I will remind you that on the second floor there was another door that you had not investigated.
Oh, really?
Had not closely investigated because I believe you were scared by it.
Yes. You guys did the traditional. We described it, and you're like, "That sounds like a pain. We're not dealing with that now." So
I'm very down to explore that maybe after a little bit of warm up to the big scary room.
Also, we should just check. Did people? I don't know if people healed after fighting an angel. I noticed Gruther is probably bloodied.
Yeah, I think a short rest with some in the foyer here. A short 1 year rest, 11-month rest in the foyer was probably implied.
So feel free to
foyer
healing
for fancy
surges to
people.
regain any encounter powers.
Yeah.
It looks like I did that at least. I don't know if
Panavar could probably deploy some healing words as needed. Except Henry can't be healed.
I only have 2 healing surges left.
Correct.
Actually.
I have 7 healing surges left. I will take some.
Well.
Well, I'm paladin. I started with 12. Who wants to heal me before I use my surges?
Okay, what's the mechanic for me to heal him?
Should be healing word.
Yeah, but I don't. How does that work?
Is it an encounter thing? Or...
I think it's
encounter
usually
power
a D
should be
something.
in-
Yeah,
there should be a
you should
card
have a little
for it.
card for it, or
Yeah, it says the target can spend a healing surge and regain 1d6 additional hit points.
there you go. Roll a D6.
That's right. Healing surge.
Enjoy.
14. What? Oh, I'm rolling a d6.
Yeah.
Well, usually it's whoever.
Usually it's the healer.
Well, I just rolled.
Oh,
A D6 is a D6, so
I rolled a 6, so I want to keep it.
Totally.
All right, just putting an asterisk next to your score from this one. Yep.
which is really hard to see because there are so many asterisks next to it so far.
Yeah. There's
This 4-hour adventure.
All right.
4
Asterisk.
hours.
Yeah.
I healed as well.
Okay.
All right. So do you guys have a plan of action?
No.
I think we
Great.
should go.
Go back upstairs.
Yeah, I think we should go back upstairs and see what's behind that door. And then if that doesn't lead us to anything, check out the gazebo in the backyard.
Yep,
Dreaded
I agree.
box. All right.
All right, let's do it.
To the second
Or
floor.
miss that gaze box.
Let's do it.
You guys are kind of scattered a little bit here, but here, I'll drag you down the map.
Don't drag us
drag
down.
Gently, please.
Oh, you're dragging way down.
Don't drag me down.
Don't say dragon.
Don't drag me down.
I got it.
Oh, this was the glowy spooky door.
I told you before, we're on the second floor. Don't drag me down.
Bruce.
All right, I got you too, brother.
I just remembered why we're going to try and end this adventure.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember if tokens maintain hit points between them, so when I switch maps. I don't know.
They do.
may Not. Oh, they do?
Mine does not. I went down 4 points by going up the stairs.
It was a hard time for Zenrik
Oh, yeah.
walking up those stairs.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Mine's the
I think
same.
you would have had to copy and paste them from the
Yeah,
last
that
one.
there are already copies on here, so
Okay.
just check there, and if you need to make adjustments, please do so. I will remind you that you investigated most of the rooms on this floor, but over to your right, to the, let's say, east.
Oh yeah, for some reason we couldn't get through those doors easily. Was that not
I
the case?
don't even know if you tried. That would have been
All right.
way back in that would have been 2 years ago.
Let's go over there, and somebody's going to be like, all right, what is this? I forget even, did I even look at this? What do I see here?
So, when you get to this door, as you're around the corner, you see a pair of double doors that are bathed in a pale blue light. The images of ghostly spirits move back and forth randomly across its surface.
I dance with the
that's why.
devil.
In the pale moonlight?
Oh
Smart.
dear.
In the pale blue light.
Would you like to investigate further?
Well,
I'd like to roll an Arcana.
let's
me
leave
too.
these doors. Goodbye.
No, that's what we did last year.
I got 32 for Arcana.
Wow. Okay, that's even better than I did.
You suspect, Anya, that
Something arcane is happening.
something
I only got like
arcane is
a mere 26.
but you also suspect like there does seem to be clearly something magical in nature happening here, but you believe that these spirits are somehow embedded in this protective barrier, and you
Oh, geez.
think that it may be something rather than Arcana. You may need to consult a more divine source in order to deal with it.
Oh, Panavar.
Well, thank you for thinking of me as a divine source. Oh, you wanted me to roll. Okay. I do a religion check. Can I do that?
Ruther's a
Absolutely.
paladin too, right? So
I got a 10.
I say, step aside, cleric.
You're like, whoa! Panavar's like, oh, there are ghosts here.
I got a 24.
I got a
man.
33.
On religion?
I have plus
Wow.
14.
Holy
Do not believe the non-believer.
All right, so Gruther and Panavor are both looking really close, and they're being like they're trying to have this really intricate religious, like divine discussion. Do you think these could be trapped spirits? Well, it's possible, but they've only the elder writes that, and then Anya is just like step aside, and you realize there are spirits that are definitely in the door here, and you sort of you harness your religious knowledge and wave your hand at the door, and the spirits sort of like fade away a little bit. There's still some pale blue light there, but the spirits are not in evidence anymore. And you think that it might be possible to interact with the door further.
That's a strange.
Hi, Dor. How's it going?
You should ask if it's a mimic.
Yeah, are you mimic?
You gotta tell me.
legally.
I actually was going to say that, and I thought, what's the continuity with Total Party Kill? And have people heard that?
Making
It's
references to jokes
complicated.
that people haven't heard yet. Classic.
Yep.
It's for the bootleg.
Yeah.
It's for the bootleg.
The door says no.
You never know. I mean, like, how do you trust a door?
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. What do you?
I open the door.
All right,
Ruther opens the door. Yeah, there we go.
Gruther reaches out. The door is locked.
This door's locked.
Who has the
Stupid door.
keys?
Who wants to try
Who
the
has
platinum key?
Yeah, the
I say,
platinum keys.
please
So
open
we
the
lost
door.
our platinum keys.
You have no
Yeah,
platinum keys. They were one-time use. Used them to open.
We do have the iron key from downstairs. The
Is there
spell
is there-
key.
Are you just making up keys now?
is there a lock? Is
the
there a
werewolf
keyhole in the
Yes,
door?
there is a keyhole.
Okay. Is it made of a particular metal?
No, it seems to be pretty normal, like wrought iron, as most of the keyholes are here.
Well,
It
we
doesn't
could
look like
try-
anything special.
We could try the key from the jail cells in
At
the
a
basement.
glance, you look at that key, and it's like a heavy
Not-
key, and it's
Okay.
clearly is more of just like your
This-
average door.
This
key.
does not seem like the door to the carrion crawler's sleeping chambers.
Maybe
So-
Zenrich would like to try fiddling
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would very
with
much.
Anya to assist, maybe.
I would like
Sure.
to try to pick this lock. Would that
go
be
for it.
thievery?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think Anya needs to get, what is it, a 10 to assist?
yeah, and then you get a +2. And then
That is a
Zenrik will get a +2.
26 for Zenrik trying to open up this door with.
Fantastic. Zenrik
And I got a
kneels
20 to
down.
help.
All
Perfect. Zenrik kneels down and he uses his tools to pick the lock a bit. The door, the pale blue light fades, and the doors open.
Oh, sorry, Pandavore. No more dancing for you.
And we will
All right.
reveal
I stopped dancing with the devil.
what is behind the door.
It was making me uncomfortable anyway, I'm glad.
I have no sympathy for the devil.
So
It doesn't seem like Panavor would dance with the devil.
before you is an elegant chamber that appears to be a bedroom. There is a large, elaborate double bed. There are a small a doll. There's a doll on the bed.
Oh,
There's a
boy.
makeup table.
Describe
a
the doll.
chest. This doll. What does this doll look like?
Is there
Does it look like Billy? Is it Billy?
Does it have a bearded duck? Because we could use another one of those.
It has no duck, and if that duck was there, it would be beardless. It's hard to say. You can just see it peeking out from under the covers. Looks like it might be some kind of nautical related doll. You'll have to move into the room
So
to
I
learn more.
will add that you notice one odd feature about the room. There is mist that sort of covers a few inches of the floor, like just around your feet, and it's everywhere. And as you walk into it, Zenrik, since you were the first one to step in there, you feel that your feet are just very cold, but it doesn't seem to be otherwise hurting you. It's just sort of
I want to walk to the doorway and make an Arcana check to see if I can figure anything out about this mist. It doesn't seem normal or natural to me.
sure. Go ahead.
Let's see. 14, 22.
It's definitely not natural. It's definitely magical in nature. But from what you can tell, it doesn't seem to be harmful in any way. It may just be an after effect of those spirits that you saw.
I would like to, before I go in there, just let's see. I'm just looking at my at wills here. Since fire is sort of my thing, I'm wondering if I can burn off some of the fog.
That sounds really safe.
Yeah, it might burn off some of the furniture too.
Yeah, and the floors. This room.
Also, some of your friends.
I'm just this is why I like knowing as much as I do about fire, which is a lot.
More importantly, how much do you know about fog?
I know that the light of the sun burns it off.
All right, we'll get to that in 1 second.
Okay.
I'm going to say because Zenrik has closed with that bed a little bit more prominently beyond just the doll in the bed.
It's almost strange that we mentioned the doll first.
Well, your eye goes to the doll because you've been looking for dolls.
Yeah,
but
you're
there is
doll-focused.
also partially beneath the sheets an aged skeleton
Ah!
surrounded by dried blood, which is a little bit dripping towards one side, or had dripped down one side of the bed. So there's
Yeah, I was
dried
waiting
blood.
for you to describe that because I can see it here in the map, and you mentioned the doll and the mist and a whole bunch of other stuff that wasn't a dead body.
Zenrik would really interested in that doll and closing, and then realize sometimes you just look at the wrong thing and you're like, oh yeah, there's a doll here, and then you sort of zoom out and do the see the forest.
That doll is probably a collector's item. How many corpses have you seen today? Corpses, 0 resale value.
Well,
Is it Robert the doll from that one urban legend about Robert the doll?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so in addition to that, there's some furniture throughout the room. As I said, there is a makeup table down there, Zenrik, where you are now, and then there is a chest below that.
Anybody want to open this chest?
I bet Gruther does.
Gruther.
I will approach the chest.
I will back into the hallway.
I stand behind Gruther. I'll let Gruther take the brunt of any damage that's definitely going to happen, but I'll stand by.
Describe this chest to me.
How many chests have you seen there, Gruther?
That is a personal question. That is inappropriate. I'm
All right.
seeing at least one.
This looks a lot like other chests you have seen. It is made of wood, banded with metal. It is clearly a little bit dusty because it's been here for a while, but there's nothing about it that necessarily stands out to you.
Gruther, it's like 80% the size of your normal chest.
Oh, see, look, there's Tony.
This is like a compact. It's part of a bedroom set. It's
It's a decorative chest.
Does it appear to be locked?
I mean, how would you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lock on it.
Good question. See, I wanted you to ask more precise questions.
It does have a lock on it.
It does.
All right. I will attempt to slowly open the lid of the chest. To
It's
determine.
locked.
Oh, look. I say,
Gruther, you want me to pick it open?
sure.
Cool. I step on up and pick it open with a thievery check of 24.
Just open
Nice.
All right. You hunch over the chest, Zenrich, and you feel the chill of the mist that seems to kind of, bubble around you as you're working on the chest. That's kind of strange.
If I see that, I'm going to cast a dispel magic. And
Doesn't seem necessary, but it does seem creepy. Because Zenrich, you are able to get the chest open,
Okay.
and there's a variety of items in there.
Indeed. Let us take a look at what we got. You'll notice that there is both a sort of a small vial of some sort of liquid, as well as what appears to be a syringe that contains some other liquid.
Ooh.
And
There is, most importantly, beneath those two vials, a golden key.
Yay! Look, everyone, I found a vial.
What's in it?
That's pretty vile.
You're a vile person.
I sniffed the vial and sneakily, palmed the key behind my back.
Okay.
Does Gruther notice that standing right there?
Right behind him.
just a second.
Literally behind his back?
I will await instruction.
Crisis averted.
Okay.
All right. So you've got a golden key. You've got a golden key.
So do I notice this? I wasn't looking, so my passive perception is a 16. So do I notice the key being stealthily stolen?
Did someone make a thievery check to?
No, I just said I palmed the key behind my back as I'm
That's
walking back to the rest of the group with
Please
the
make-
vial.
Make a thievery check.
Make a thievery check.
We check.
Thievery check.
That is a 22.
Nope, Gruther, you do not notice a thing.
Excellent.
All right. Would you like to investigate anything else?
Zenrich, do you have the 2 items from the chest also?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm interested in the vial and the syringe. There's no medicine in this version anymore, is there?
We'll kind of heal as medicine,
check, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, heal. Okay. My heal is not great, but I'm just curious.
I don't know if Zenrich is advertising these items or not. So he's
No,
saying-
I told
he's
everyone I
saying
had
the
the vial
vial.
and syringe,
Okay.
and I go up to Zal and say, Zal.
I'm confused by this new heel turn on Zenrich. Where
So I go up to Zal and say, Zal, listen, I know it's your birthday soon, so I wanted to give you this vial and syringe, but also this golden key I found.
I think Dragonborn preferred to be referred to as a hatch day.
It is, but that's okay. I
I was gonna
understand.
say, I was wondering if can Zenrik be a mole if we don't know about it?
Yeah.
Very
Dan,
deep
have
mole.
you played Dark Sun?
I'm suddenly-
I wanted to get
the best
forgot
dungeon
Zal's
master
birthday,
allows
so
the
I wanted to
characters
get them
to create the
something.
villains.
I wanted to get them something really special.
Aw, thanks, Enric. I'm immediately less interested in the vial and syringe, especially since my heal check is so pathetic. I'm like, holy crap, a key, you guys, a key. Thanks,
A key.
Enric. Where did you find
welcome.
this?
Yeah, where did you find that key?
The hard questions.
Nowhere.
You found it nowhere? I find that hard to believe, Zenrik.
Oh
All right,
man,
I'm not going to start rolling insight checks against my own party
year
because that's
3, the
ridiculous.
inter-party dynamics really start breaking down.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening.
All right, let's search the rest of the room. There's the makeup table. I think somebody should also look at the bed and see what.
I'm still going to roll my my heal check about this the syringe, the vial. That's only a 14.
Yeah, we'll tell you. So which is that for both, or did we have you start with one? What are you looking at first, Zal?
Well, first I'm seeing like if it is the syringe empty or is it filled
No,
with?
no.
It has stuff in it.
Yeah.
Does it look like color-wise? Does it look to be the same as what's in the vials and
No,
other vials?
They're 2 different things. The one in the
Okay.
syringe looks kind of red.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would have looked at the syringe first.
The one in the vial looks kind of clear and carbonated.
Ooh, I could go for a Sprite.
Soda water.
Crystal Pepsi.
I like that we all went in different directions
It's actually
there.
crystal gravy.
Gravy.
No, so that
Don't
14
just-
then would have been
don't-
for the
Don't
syringe.
drink gravy that you find at a haunted mansion.
Yeah, really
Scott.
don't. Mm-mm.
Don't tell
That's
me how to live
probably-
my life, Tony.
Probably ectoplasm.
I'm telling you how not to die your life.
All right, 14 on the syringe. That is enough for you to realize that this is filled with pure adrenaline.
Adrenaline.
Ooh, just like this adventure.
Wow.
You suspect that if you used a minor action and spent a healing surge and injected yourself with this, you would get, instead of getting the hit points for your surge, you would get +2 to your movement speed and resist 10 against untyped damage as long as the encounter lasts.
I don't feel like this is the kind of thing
Wow.
that makes the most sense for me to carry. I turn to Panavor and Gruther and say, would either of you be interested in this and explain how it works?
Resist 10 means like if they hit me for 10, there's no damage.
Specifically untyped damage, so anything
Weapons.
that's like elemental would still do damage.
All right.
You could get
blades-
stabbed a lot.
Yeah, you get stabbed a lot.
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
That's what the
I
vial.
mean, let's be clear. You're not going to be fine. You've still been stabbed. Like a lot. But you are not going to notice it because you are having a great time.
Also, I'd like
I
to point
see.
out neither Dan nor I is a doctor. This
Not
listeners,
yet.
this Dungeons and Dragons podcast does not constitute medical advice.
I believe you need to inject it
Says Henry.
directly into your heart.
Okay, so there's that. And then I will make another heal check on the vials.
Do it.
And that is 19.
You know, this doesn't actually seem to be healing in nature, but you recognize
You've got some magical skills.
yeah
So.
the magical bubbly nature of an elixir of invisibility. Minor action: drink this potion and become invisible until the end of your next turn, or until you attack. Did you?
We can
did
go
you-
through the bat cave now without being noticed by the bats. This is great.
One person.
One person.
And only till the end of their next turn. And how far can you get in a turn?
Well, we've determined that it's 14
I don't
squares.
know, the way you guys fight, most of you aren't going to last until the end of your next turn. Did you decide who's going to take the adrenaline boost, or did we?
We did not decide, but I guess I'll take it, unless Pettifer
That
wants
seems
it.
good to me.
What does it do again? Tell me.
+2 to
Just
move.
10 and
yes.
+2 movement.
Minor action, spend a healing surge, don't get any hit points, but get +2 to your move speed and resist 10 against untyped damage until the end of the encounter.
If you wanted to run down a hall of blades, that would be a great potion.
Yeah, it does make
I
sense to have
do.
Gruther do it if you have more so many healing
Plus,
surges
everyone
left.
knows Gruther's a total adrenaline junkie.
Yeah, also there's that hall of blades in the neighborhood where he lives.
They're like,
Increase the
they're like,
sigil.
Gruther, there's a back door. You don't need to go through the Hall of Blades every time. And he's like, no.
I'm carrying groceries. I don't want to walk all the way around the block.
That's right. And by the time I'm done, my cabbage is coleslaw. It's great.
Who wants
Cabbage,
the,
Cabbage is Gruther's pet name for his arm.
That's right.
Who wants the potion of invisibility? Again, I don't feel like that makes a whole lot of sense for me, but maybe like Zenrik, if you wanted to sneak somewhere, he could be invisible and be silent.
That's true.
I'm
I
not
could
sneaky.
sneak and then do a
Sneak attack damage.
sneak attack. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Cool. Thank you,
All
Zal.
right, I hand it back to Zenrik.
Oh man, I'm the
Is it
best
Zenrik
regifter
or Zen-
ever.
Is it Zenrik or Zenrich? I forget every time.
Zenrik.
Okay. All right.
All right. You've just been Zenrik rolled, is his motto.
Wah, wah.
Was somebody looking at some of the other furniture?
Actually, I don't think Zenrik has rolled in a while.
I think that's good. Oh,
I will look at these. I assume that Gruther is standing next to chests or closets of some kind. What are these things?
And there is a
they look
makeup
like
table,
dressers?
which
Yeah, they're
is
dressers.
Oh,
there's a
dressers.
makeup
Okay.
table over here. Yeah, they're just some dressers. They seem to be mainly full of sort of dusty and moldering clothes.
Yeah, I'm also looking through the ones on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
And I will
those are
look
like some
at,
bookshelves,
the
there's
creepy
some
doll.
knickknacks, like nothing, all of it very dusty.
Has somebody taken the creepy doll, or is it still there, just like taunting
It is
us?
still sitting next to the skeleton on the bed.
Yeah, the eyes
I'll
are
check out the
watching you.
creepy doll.
I think that the skeleton is creepier than the doll.
I will check out
Agreed.
the skeleton.
Okay.
Do another heal check, I guess.
It's dead.
It's dead. Yeah. Very dead. Roll a heal check.
Ooh, that's a 20, which brings it up to a 23.
All right. I think you're probably savvy enough about medical. Like, you could look at the skeleton and determine it was a woman.
Okay.
It is also, you notice something glinting when you lean in. You notice there is a gold locket hanging around the skeleton's neck.
I gently and respectfully remove the gold locket.
All right. You please add that to your character sheet.
Okay. Is it like what is inside it? Is there a picture?
Yeah. If you open it up, you notice there's a picture of a both a what, missing your eyes? No.
You've always been the cat.
You notice there's a picture of a very sort of handsome woman and a man who has got like sort of dark features and a mustache, and you sense it's probably like good bet that this was the woman in question. You feel like the age looks about right, and the man you don't have any knowledge of.
So from the doorway over here, I'm just going to say, hey, Zal, I noticed that you're pocketing that locket. We should maybe on our way out take it to the gazebo and back and see if that helps put a spirit to rest or something.
Or was it the statue in the ballroom that was missing? There was one that was missing a necklace, wasn't it?
I know the one in the
can't
plant room, it had a stone necklace, so it must have been somewhere else.
Okay, and I know that there was a statue in the music room, the ballroom, where we met Gavin. I don't remember whether there was a necklace or not on that statue, but we could look.
Indeed. Anybody else looking at anything in this room?
Zenrik would like to look at the creepy doll.
I think we've already described the doll to you. Would you
nautical.
Like to... Yeah.
It appears to be a sailor with a teddy bear.
Yep.
Billy!
I think you guys, we've seen Billy.
I pick up Billy.
Billy's eyes stare back into yours.
Hi, Billy. How's it going? We've heard a lot about you.
It's just a doll, Brian.
Panavore is going to look at the makeup table.
All right. There are a bunch of sort of vials of makeup. There's some perfume. It's all very thick dust covering all of it. But give me a perception check.
28.
All right. As you rifle through some of the doors, you find in one of them a small key, which looks about the size of the lock on that chest you already opened.
Aww.
Wow. But enjoy.
All right.
It's yours now.
It can be a charm. Start a charm bracelet.
No backsies.
I'll just put it on the ground in front of the chest.
Okay.
Lay it to rest.
A warning to other tests.
When you come back here next
right.
year, you'll remember this is the key to opening.
Yep.
Shall we go see if that gold key will open the door?
Do you notice that no one ever asks if a key is?
I don't
mimic?
know.
But make a note of that for next year.
Before we do that, we have a couple of different things we could try. We could return Billy to
I think we need to
owner,
return Billy.
or we could investigate the statues with the necklaces type thing. So I don't know. We are on the same floor as Billy's owner.
Yeah.
I mean,
let's
of course,
do
returning Billy could just open a hole directly to hell. We don't know.
Yeah,
We already did
I'm
that.
staying out of the room.
I think we
When
should
that
try to give. She keeps asking for Billy. I think we
Let's
should.
just shut her up.
Yeah.
As
We gotta solve
as we
the
walk
mystery of
over to
Billy.
the room, I'm still talking to Billy. So tell me about yourself. You like that bear? You ever go sailing?
All right, this is creeping me out. So
Gladiator movies.
come on, Zenrik. I'm going to shepherd Zenrik around the hall, keeping a very close eye on him.
Well, I've really enjoyed our time together, Billy. I'll talk to you later. Okay, you're going back to your owner now. And I walk through the door.
Well, first you have to open it. I think we had it shut, and I don't even remember if we could get it open.
It opens without any trouble.
Does it? Okay.
And I walk.
And you see once again the ghostly visage of a young girl who looks up from her sobbing and says, "Have you seen Billy?"
I think I have. Here he is, and I don't go all the way over to the ghost, but I kind of walk over, place him down.
Really far away.
I'm
Just
very
a gentle
dexterous.
toss.
I walk over, place Billy down on the floor, and then walk back toward the door.
You place
Like on
it
the
down
floor or on the end of the bed?
floor?
Nope, on the floor.
Oh.
She sort of looks around like, where's Billy?
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll put Billy somewhere a little bit closer. So I go over, pick up Billy, and then very, very slowly lean over to the bed, place Billy down, then run back to the door.
She looks down at the doll, and she sort of, her face lights up in a smile.
Oh,
And
like
she
literally lights up.
crawls
She's glowing.
over, it lights up in a smile, and she takes it and hugs it close to her chest, and looks up at Zenrik and says, "Thank you." And then she slowly disappears.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, where'd Billy go?
The
Billy,
feeling of
I miss
dread,
you.
the feeling of dread that you felt in this room fades away, and the closet door slowly opens, showing nothing, as the supernatural forces lurking inside have dispersed and posed no
All right, I
further
immediately go to the closet and search it. Because this isn't what it looked like last time I was in there.
It's really just full of toys and knickknacks and all the belongings that you would normally find in a child's closet.
A lot
Is
of
ET in
dolls.
there?
A lot
There's
of
a
ET in there
lot of
too?
dolls.
A lot of dolls.
I am
No
so
ET,
scarred.
but one bag of Reese's Pieces.
All right.
So
I don't-
you guys have successfully returned Billy. That gets
Yeah, I feel like it's
Finally.
been 2 years in
Well
the
done.
making.
You get a couple things here. You get a permanent +2 bonus to all saving throws.
Oh.
Everybody across the board.
Everybody in the party.
And that
You just-
stacks with the permanent bonuses we already have to our saving throw?
I think so.
That's a yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that bonus just because you feel good about yourselves that you helped a ghost child.
You also get.
not
I'll
sure I
get
do.
an action point.
Hey.
And in addition, you get a couple
A
items.
car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
Bees.
Hold on
You
one
get
second.
bees.
And do we need to do a cursory search of this room, or has it been pretty much searched?
I don't think we searched it. We mostly just got sucked into
Just-
a portal.
Yeah, so let's
portal,
do
yeah.
some perception checks and dig through these dressers and stuff.
I'm still staying out of that room. I'm not going in.
15. I'm going in because I need to conquer that fear because this was a lot and no, I can get past it. I can do it. I have an 18 on my perception check to search the dresser.
As you search Krista's room, you feel actually guided to there's to look under her bed, and there's like a kind of it's not really a chest. It's more like a shoebox shaped little box, and you feel your sense of goodness and well-being just guides you right to it, and you pull that out from under the bed, and inside that are two strange items. There's a flask. It's got kind of a spooky engraving compared to other flasks that you may have seen, and it's got kind of an etching of a skull on the side, and also there's a thing. It looks like kind of a clockwork toy. It's some kind of bird.
I guess. What would we? What do I roll about clockwork birds? Is that dungeoneering?
Please roll clockwork bird.
Yeah. Do not put any points in that.
Yeah,
That's a rookie
come on.
mistake.
Don't. This is you guys are so bad at min-maxing.
I really am. I'm the worst. Does dungeoneering work for clockwork? No.
Sure. Yeah, we're not going to argue about that for 20 minutes. We're going to argue about something else.
That's only an 11, so.
All right. This appears to be a magical clockwork magpie. It's a wondrous item.
I love magpies.
Well, this one's clockwork, and you feel as you hold it in your hands, the clockwork magpie will keep track of anything that gets said along the way. It's like your own little dictaphone. And as a daily power, you can answer one yes or no question of the spirits above, named Tony and Dan. Woo!
The spookiest spirits of all.
That must be answered truthfully about the manor or its inhabitants.
Oh, interesting.
I, as a
Say,
librarian,
and keep watching the bird.
Yes. Yes.
Hashtag branding.
Hashtag clockwork magpie work.
I would like to carry this as a librarian.
What could be
I feel
wiser than a clockwork magpie?
The one asterisk we did not tell you is it will only respond in chirps.
Yes. One chirp for yes, two chirps for no.
Okay, well.
We'll let you while you're looking at it. The spooky flask actually has a label printed on the other side of it.
Oh, you gotta flip those over.
Yep.
And it says spooky.
It says that this flask contains darkness. It's a consumable action. You could basically shatter the flask to create a zone of darkness that would last a turn. It would block line of sight, and any creature within the zone would be blinded and totally obscured. So this might be used in offensive or defensive ways, depending on how you feel about darkness.
What if that creature can see in the dark?
Nope. Doesn't have. It's magical darkness.
Magical
Dark vision
darkness.
does not.
What if their way of seeing in the dark is magical, like Panivores?
We just said no magic, no magical vision.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It says that in fine print below the fine print about what it does.
You gotta pull out your magnifying glass and really get down
Gotcha.
there. But
Yeah.
I offer that up to everybody. I found these things. I would like to carry this little bird
All right.
myself.
Zal, you should
Who
make
would
note
like
that you have
darkness?
darkness.
I do not like darkness.
I mean, I have Misty Step, which isn't like a permanent concealment, but it does.
I'll take the darkness. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Mm.
I'm not going to sing more. I just
All right.
You don't want to talk to it? No?
No.
All right.
Are you guys good in here?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, unless I.
As you step out,
Uh-oh.
a ghostly voice resonates through the air. A soft voice. It says,
Thank you for Billy. Watch out for my father's hall of mirrors. It is not a good place.
Aw.
Well, that was.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I say as we
fades
walk out.
away.
The door slaps shut.
Ah!
Gently close
Gently
it.
slaps shut.
Gently slap shut.
And then it opens wide and slaps shut violently.
Children are so fickle.
Especially ghost children.
All right.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
So you have acquired a golden key and a variety of magical items that might prepare you for a battle ahead.
Can
Yes.
can the magpie like sit on my shoulder? Will it actually look like my cloak?
Oh,
to,
that's really cute.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Great big dragonborn. Cute little magpie. I genuinely do. I'd never seen a magpie before I moved to Edmonton, and now I love them. So.
There you
Do
go.
you call this one Heckle or Jekyll?
I think those were crows.
Nope,
They were.
they're magpies.
Magpies.
Are they?
Yeah, they like shiny stuff.
Yep,
All right.
Who wants to go to the golden door?
Well, now I feel like a jerk.
I guess.
You're a bird racist.
Yeah, crows are jerks. Magpies are just kind of odd.
They're quirky.
Oh yeah, they're
They are.
yellow-billed magpies. This is Tony reads the Wikipedia article about Heckle and Jekyll to you. Thanks for tuning in, listeners.
All right. So
All right, to
Zenrik
the,
at least has walked over to the doors leading upstairs. Are the rest of you joining him over there?
Yeah, I
I'm
think
going.
that's
All right. Let me refresh
All
your
right.
memory. Opposite a large bronze statue of a knight, there is a set of reinforced wooden doors. In the center of each of them is a large pull ring hanging from a gargoyle's mouth, and there is a large chain tightly looped through the pull rings, from which hangs a very big gold lock.
What are the pull rings made of?
Iron.
Henry says, I feel like we're headed the right direction, but I don't feel good about it.
Oh, that's some good lawyerly advice, Henry. Thank you.
sounds like right on target for what we're looking
Yep.
to do here.
All right.
All right. Who
All right,
has the
Zal,
key?
it's your birthday gift. You should go.
I
You should go
guess-
open the door.
Yeah, here I am. Yeah, I will unlock the door.
All right.
Actually, first, we've already made Arcana checks and everything about this door, so I might as well just unlock it.
All right.
Mhm.
So you
Fortune favors the
use
bold.
your golden key,
And your head melts.
and it clicks very.
It's when you
sa-
open chests, Scott.
It
Oh.
clicks very satisfyingly in the lock. The
I'm
padlock
satisfied.
opens, and the chain can be removed, and the doors. As soon as you sort of remove that chain, the doors swing open, revealing steps leading up.
We found chains. This is
All
what
right.
we're looking for, right?
Chain rattle, chain rattle.
This is off the chain.
No, it isn't.
No, the chain is off. That's
chain-
the other
sorry.
way around.
So close.
Yeah.
All right. What, are you going up?
I think we should. I think that perhaps somebody that's a little bit hardier than I
I
am
go up the
should
stairs.
first. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I do too. Panavor and Gruther lead the way up the
And then
stairs.
I will bring up the rear, except maybe
Henry.
Henry, do you even feel like you should be heading this way with James, or do you want to stay here?
I feel like it would be good for me to see this through, even if I am somewhat nervous about the prospects.
Okay.
You're so nervous, Andrew. You sound different.
I have caught a cold.
Oh.
What? That's better than a fight. That's better than hot.
He kind of reaches in and then pulls out a frog from his.
Oh, that is not a cold.
I don't know how that got in there.
Well, I'm sure your brain wasn't present when it happened. So.
I'm very glad my brain did not come out when I did that just now. That
It
was
doesn't go
weird.
in that. It doesn't go in that way. Trust us. We know.
I don't wish to be reminded of that. All right. Are you
Okay,
stepping up
so
to
yeah.
the third floor?
To the third floor.
To the third floor.
Yes.
All right, to the third floor.
Menswear, glassware, and sundries.
Yes. Oh man, I was gonna do that.
Sundries?
So beat me to it.
I love
That's
sun.
it's a misprint. Sun-dried tomatoes.
Oh, it is a verified fact that Erica loves sundries.
All right.
Yes.
You should all be on the third floor.
Okay.
See your.
If it's
It's-
dark,
it's
I will
smaller than I
cast
thought
light
it
on
was.
my staff.
All right. Let's reveal this first section that you
Here.
can see.
Members of her staff.
Ha! You've given away everything. Now we know there's more than one section.
No!
You fools.
Ah. Oh. Uh-oh.
That's all good.
We walk back down the stairs.
Well, this
So-
has been fun. Let's all go back.
There's a door and a corner.
Yeah, there's
Door in a corner. All right, before you step in, let us just quickly describe what you're seeing here. The walls of this area are nondescript stone without any form of decoration on them. The ceiling is about 10 feet up, and it's made of wooden planks, basically the same as the floor. You'll notice the most obvious feature as you look forward: several full-length mirrors,
Oh,
roughly
boy.
6 or 7 feet in length, framed with gold borders, stand unevenly spaced along the walls on either side of the room. And also you notice in particular these sort of black areas in the corners that pulse with a powerful energy and appear totally dark, as if no light permeates them whatsoever.
What about
Henry, do you
magical
still have that frog from your throat?
I set it free.
Oh, okay.
Must have loved
Good.
it.
It'll.
Does
Does
anybody
somebody-
have anything we could toss?
Yes, we could just toss a copper piece
I have these cookies.
into at one of the things of darkness and see what happens. If you think that's a good idea. I also my idea is since we got that warning about the Hall of Mirrors, I think this is it. I am loath to walk past any of those mirrors. I'm
Same.
wondering, could
Can we
we
smash
use or either that or
Ranged
could we
attack.
use our vial of darkness or our flask of darkness and then just like walk straight forward and around the corner?
Your Vial of Darkness is a close burst 1, and it
Oh, is
lasts
it-
only for a turn.
Okay, never mind. Well, somebody keep it in hand if the mirror seems to be getting at you.
I'm wondering if we should try to smash these mirrors.
Yeah.
That is too much bad luck for Zenrik to want to entertain the idea.
Or is this whole Hall of Mirrors set up so that the first thing you do is smash the mirrors and something awful happens?
Or is
Oh.
the true trap that the Hall of Mirrors just causes the players to bicker about what the proper course
And-
is with the Hall of Mirrors?
And in a
You
doorway.
hear a ghostly voice come out of one of the mirrors saying, "You're going to like the way you look."
I guarantee it.
That may be only a regional joke.
Is that a regional?
No,
joke?
It's
no,
no.
Good.
All right. I was
Everyone
thinking
gets
okay.
the George Zimmer's joke.
You guys get
Everybody
those?
gets it.
Okay. Good.
Nothing bad ever happened to George Zimmer. So
Do you guys want to talk about
Part of
Bernie
me
Phil's
Can
is
we
thinking about
see-
trying the invisibility
Quality,
file.
comfort, and price.
Yeah.
Can
That's
can
nice.
Gruther and Panavor see what it is to their left, that like a door or something? Can
You're
they see?
asking you at I don't know. Ask them. See what they say.
Gruther,
I don't know.
Panavor, what's directly to the left and right?
One of them looks in the wrong direction.
They look at each other, and one of them says, "It's Gruther," and the other one says, "It's Panavor."
it's our
And they do
traveling
a whole
show.
Harpo Marx, Groucho Marx mirror.
sorry, listeners. You thought the jokes would be better after 3 years of prep.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Maybe
We're
get
working
worse.
on our vaudeville act.
All right. Well,
No,
I'm in
seriously,
the back,
Gruther.
so I'm just waiting to see what everybody else is.
I step into
yeah.
the Hall of Mirrors.
All right, Gruther steps into the hall.
Gruther,
of
because
mirrors.
I am bored.
To your easter, there you see basically what looks like a built-in bookshelf.
Oh, I see a bookshelf. I walk towards the bookshelf.
All right. I just immediately I heard bookshelf and I'm like do wandering in.
And don't forget, I can read any language, so let me know
That's
if you
true.
spot anything interesting.
I will look at the bookshelf. Do you want me to roll perception, or is this really
Push down your
obvious?
head. It's crazy.
That's only a 7.
I got a 24 perception.
There is a box on the shelf.
I pointed out to Zal.
It's not a bookshelf.
Oh,
it's
see,
a
I was-
bookshelf.
I was looking for books. I was not even paying attention to the possibility of boxes.
No,
You can take
maybe
the box.
There are no books, only a
Maybe
box.
there's a book in that box.
Oh, I grabbed the box.
All right, Zal grabbed the box.
Yep.
It's pretty small, maybe about the size of like a jewelry box.
Oh, that's a tiny book.
There
It
doesn't
could be. I
appear-
love tiny books.
There doesn't appear to be any lock on it.
All right. I sort of pointed away from me and
don't worry,
Gruther,
let me-
like into the corner as I open it up and peek around the corner.
The only
the
thing
lid.
that appears to be inside that box is what looks like a carved stone wheel. It's small, about this big. And in fact, I will show you what it looks like.
We're going to show you an enlargement of this. This is not to scale.
That is crucial and well taken. Boink. So you could see, there we go. Let's move it. That's kind of what it looks like. That's not what, again, not scale. It's about the big size of your hands.
Wheel!
There you go.
You notice that it's
Fortune!
guys. You gotta rehearse these guys. It's
It's a
etch-
D10.
It's
Really?
etch-wit numbers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll a history check just
Yeah.
to see if this is anything. Let's see. That would be 30 something. Math
You
is hard.
determine that these are the best numbers from history.
All right. Well,
That's not a book.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there aren't any integers missing between 0 and 9, so that's something. All right, I will.
Can we
take it out of the box carefully?
Yeah,
There are 9 mirrors.
roll it? Yeah, roll it through the hall, down the hall. See if it doesn't.
How big is it actually, like compared to people?
It's a frisbee size.
I would say it's a little smaller than that. I feel like you could
It's
hold
a
it.
small frisbee.
Like an
size.
ashtray?
You can like hold it.
It's a miniature
like,
frisbee.
If you had large hands, you could hold it one hand.
Yeah, frisbee
Oh, I
size
do.
hands.
Zol
like
has
a
large
TV.
Looking around to see if I have
Yeah.
anything roughly that size.
Dan, we can agree it's bigger than a bagel.
Oh, look, I got a stone rock here, right there. It's
Dan, why do you keep these here? We've talked about decluttering. If this stone rock doesn't bring you joy,
It brings me so much joy.
well,
All right.
yeah.
All right. I will show. I will bring that back to the doorway and show that to everybody else and
All
say,
right.
"Hey, anybody have any thoughts
Zal
on this?"
says, I got a rock.
So I think we'll mention just Gruther and Shervinzel because you have moved into the room a little bit. You know, the mirrors that you can see as you're moving around in this side of the room, and you've barely moved into the hall. But there do seem to be a variety of mirrors, and some of them have kind of very strange visual effects on them where they, you can just out of the corner of your eye, you catch yourself kind of looking inverted or perhaps
Compressed, or stretched out.
or distorted in a
So
variety
they're-
of ways.
Fun, quote unquote, fun house mirror.
None of the mirrors seem to be your traditional, just a reflection mirror.
And none of them make Zenrik look nearly as good as he knows he is.
Zenrik's going around doing like these to every mirror.
Zenrich, they're the bad kind of mirrors.
Finger bows.
All right. Well,
Oh, God.
okay, guys. Do you think we should make our way through this room?
No, this is probably
No.
just, you just
Should
need
live
that
here now.
wheel
Just
and
stand
just leave.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like you're wasting time.
I will walk further into the room.
All
I
right.
think,
All right.
yeah, just stay away from the black areas, maybe.
All right,
holes.
Gruther, before you
Tell me
get
to
too
stop.
much further, I'm going to say, Gruther, you passed by a variety of mirrors showing you various distorted imagery. Some of them even seem to not reflect back a version of you, but images of perhaps other places in Seyvoth Manor. We should point out probably specifically, Dan, you want to ping on that one?
1 second.
Sorry.
Pinging. This one.
That one seems to show you kind of flickering images of other places within the manor, and
Security camera.
the dark
It's the guardian at the edge of forever.
kind of
Where's our tricorder?
corner of darkness suddenly seems to kind of pulse,
Uh-oh.
and something moves out of it in your direction.
Some pulsing darkness expelling
And I'm going to suggest probably
ghostly
it's worth
poo.
Scott, you're fired. But Gruther, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Thank you.
I'm going to say it might be worth rolling initiative and giving people turns
That
in
would be
initiative
great.
order from here on.
All right.
It might be worth that. I think. Yeah.
It
I
might
think
be.
it's worth it. Because you're worth it.
Excellent.
Ooh, natural 20.
Wow.
How do we do this again? You have to right click and
Pick up a d20 and you roll it.
Yep.
Then add your initiative modifier.
Or if you want to do it in roll 20, you can do /roll.
For Henry.
Okay, I have my roll. I mean, how do I get my token into the turn order?
I will add
Dan's
it to
doing
the
that.
Oh, that's
turn order.
the
That's
DMs.
that's the value add that Dan and Tony provide.
That's it. That's the one.
That's
Data
the one.
entry.
I heard that.
We got Zal, Henry, Zenrik, Panavor, and Anya.
That's
Never
all right.
mind.
Scott was already fired.
I just remembered how mean we were to Scott last weekend. Everything is forgotten.
It's true.
Yeah, it's
I have not interrupted any descriptions. I will note.
We're doing it wrong.
we get it. You're a better person. You're not a horrible monster.
Oh my god.
You don't take this moment of exchange power to take it out on us. We get it.
Let's see here. Anya got a 28. Wow.
Henry has +5 to his initiative.
Great.
And Henry is still carrying James, so I hope he stays well back.
Henry rolled a
I
1.
don't know if that was the best choice, but that's what happened.
All right.
we-
Does everybody's number look correct in there?
I feel like Henry
Yes.
might want to. Maybe we want to look back and suggest that Henry lay James down on the stairs or
Yeah.
something to keep him safe.
I'm worried about getting separated. These halls look twisty.
You got to keep them separated.
I could go back to carrying James if you prefer.
Disrespect him.
Henry.
Let's talk about this later.
All right.
As something from the dark corner of shadow pulses toward Gruther.
It's the offspring. Oh no!
All right. Let's see. Anya, what would you like to do?
So I'm guessing that if it's crawling out of a dark corner in a hall of mirrors that we've been warned about, I'm not going to try to like negotiate with it. Yeah,
it's very nice.
Very judgmental. Anya.
So let me see. I'm not as familiar with my character sheet as I wanted to be. So I've got a range of 10. So I'm going to just take aim at it right now and with my Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And oh my gosh, I don't even know how to read my character sheet anymore. Rod of Deadly Casting +2. Okay, so it's Rod of Deadly Casting +2 +11 versus Reflex. So, I mean, like, I know I need to roll my d20.
Yep.
That was super not great.
You add your bonuses, so you're just doing an Eldritch Blast.
So it's my +2 +11. Is that what I'm reading? Rod of Deadly Casting +2.
It's +11.
+11 is the rod is already, it's already.
Okay.
It's all taken into the +11.
Yep.
Okay, so it's 19.
19
versus Reflex.
Versus Reflex. A 19 Reflex will hit a
Okay.
Dread Wraith.
Yes. The kind of shadowy figure that's just kind of dripping with black nether energy, like tar seeping off of a corpse, is incinerated by your Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you get the sense that perhaps this Hall of Mirrors, filled with spooky corners that spawn dread wraiths, is not a safe place, and you should move carefully and quickly in initiative order as we see what happens.
So, Anya, would you like to move at all?
I think I would like to move.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. I don't want to be right in front of a mirror, but I have a speed of 6. So and then I think, let me look at my minor.
I always encourage you, if you want to do any kind of looking at specific objects, we usually let you do that as a free or a minor, depending on the nature of things, if there's stuff you want to be learning about this room as it kills you.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to get through.
All right. This is a teachable moment.
I do have Misty Step that allows me to instantly transform into Silver Mist. And I can teleport up to 3 squares. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
What kind of action is that, though?
It's an at-will free action.
Wow.
Misty Step's a free action? Damn.
I did not know that. That's
all right.
pretty good.
Yeah. Where are you going with that?
I'm going to go right here, kind of between the 2 black spots. Uh-oh. They've muted their mic and are consulting.
Can we kill her if she's a mist? Become a mist?
Make a
saving throw. You don't know why.
Yeah, make a saving throw.
You got a lot of pluses on your saving throw, though.
I
Plus
do.
4, I think.
I do. Oh, that's not a d20. Oh, geez. That's an 8 with my +4.
Was an 8 with your +4?
Yeah.
So you teleport, and you feel like normally you've done your Misty Step thing before and you've had no problems. But as you start to phase back in, right in that area right there, you feel almost like electrified as something hits you, and you are going to take 5 force damage, and you're sort of nudged back here. It's almost as though you hit a wall.
Huh. Okay. So I'm gonna shout that to people.
Gruther and Anya, you may have noticed that the air around Anya kind of shimmered.
Think crackles.
Yeah. Think Star Trek Force Field.
I was thinking. I just watched Stargate last night. There's an episode very much like this.
Yeah. So you see Anya disappear, then sort of you hear a zap, like a bug zapper, and she sort of spat back out right next to, much closer than you expected her to be. Anya, anything else?
Nope, I'm done.
Gruther.
So when I saw can I guess the orientation of this wall?
Why don't you give us a perception?
Yeah, this is free. Free action.
I'm going to guess probably not. With what is it? 14.
Yeah, that was pretty weird. And you think, even though you are a paladin and versed in some magical stuff, that seems like some weird arcane magic thing that you don't know a lot about.
Okay, well then I will continue going forward and see what happens. So there.
Great. All right, when you hit,
Well, he's there.
will you keep going, or are you gonna stay there?
Well, you tell me when to stop.
All right.
Right
Get
when you
there.
step there.
Are you carefully moving forward in case you hit the wall, or are you just running into the wall? All right, righteous paladin.
My
Once
perception
again,
check was designed to see if I could determine where the wall starts.
Yeah, so right about where this is,
now I know.
You are going to walk up, and it's like you walked into a wall made of lightning. You take 5 force damage, and you're sort of rebounded right to that square right there. Yes.
Fascinating.
That ended your move action. I guess you still have a standard.
Minors.
Would you like to try walking into a wall again?
Yeah, you can do it again.
I will look at this mirror.
All right.
It makes you look really funny. It's like
all mirrors do.
Your head is at the bottom, and your rest of your body's upside down at the top. There's some weird refraction going on there.
Great. I have nothing else to do, so I will not do anything else.
All right. Panavore.
I will say, watch out for this wall of electrical force that starts
Panavor's
here.
I think you're totally lying to me. Stop screwing with me, guys.
I don't like these mirrors at all.
There's a lot of them. Does that help?
Okay, so I'm going to come out here and I'm going to look at this weird mirror that's showing things that are not in this room. What do I see?
So basically, it seems to be flicking around, but most of the time it looks kind of blue and swirling, like there's almost like a vortex inside of it.
It looks probably a little dangerous.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to fire Sacred Flame at it and try to destroy it.
Okie dokie.
That's a plus. Let's see, or that's a total. That's a 16 versus reflex on the mirror that is stuck to a wall.
What kind of damage does that do?
It does radiant damage.
All right, good news. So you throw a Sacred Flame at it. What is your bonus on that roll?
On the
on Sacred Flame? When you attack, what's your attack bonus for Sacred Flame?
Plus 11.
And it's versus reflex?
Yes.
What's your reflex?
Just academic question.
16.
All right, so you throw your flame at it, and it basically hits the mirror and gets shot back at you.
Oh man! I was at an angle.
God.
I was at an angle, so it couldn't.
Yeah, Jason, magic.
Magic and physics.
Magic
So
ruins geometry.
You are hit by Sacred Flame. What is the effect of being hit by Sacred Flame?
Some damage.
Doesn't feel so great when you're the one getting Secret Flame, does it?
What's the damage roll?
1d6 plus 7.
Unless you're into
Does
that.
it have any other effect?
No.
You take 8 radiant damage.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you've been doing that to people all adventure.
Well, I was worried about that, but I wanted to try it because I don't like these mirrors.
Guys, it's a mirror. It reflects things.
Yeah, no one understands what that means.
I give a mirror.
Of course it does, Panamar.
I give one of the mirrors lots of love.
Yeah. Zal, you have seen like Panavore just hurled flame at that a beam of radiance, and you've seen that before, and then it gets reflected back at him, and he's knocked back on his butt.
So Panavar, you've moved, you've attacked, you got anything else in you?
I hope not.
Your eyes are really sparkly from getting a laser beam shot in them.
Well, that was one of those things where Panavore thought that might happen, but he was going to give it a shot because he really doesn't
Panavore dusts himself off.
What's going
I
on.
knew that was going to happen.
All part of the plan. I no
This is a
longer have
demonstration.
cataracts.
Nope, that's it.